p.m. last night, the Shakopee Fire Department was paged to an outside fire. Callers from nearby highways thought they saw brush burning in a wooded area off of the highway, but couldn't identify what was being burned. Our first engine went en route at 6:02 p.m. and based off of CAD notes and additional caller information, decided to upgrade this fire to a working structure fire and started a second alarm as well. Crews could see from many miles away a smoke column on the horizon. As our crews arrived on scene approximately 14 minutes later due to the long travel distance, we found a very large multi-story row of commercial buildings with approximately 20 occupancies. In that building, we estimated that 5 to 6 of them were on fire upon our arrival. Our crews immediately started defensive fire operations and exposure protection and started a third alarm for additional resources. Throughout the fire, we remained in the defensive position and worked to stop the fire from extending to the large end of the building where we had ultimately 15 more occupancies that went unburned. We're still working on a full damage assessment at this time. We believe, working with Renaissance Festival staff, that there was a loss of 6 buildings and probably 6 to 10 occupancies in there. The investigation is currently being led by the State Fire Marshal's Office in conjunction with the Shakopee Fire Department, with additional assistance from the ATF and the Sheriff's Office, just because of the size of this project and the need for additional resources. We anticipate the investigation to go on for much of the next week. Throughout the fire, we had one minor firefighter injury who was hit by a hose early on in the process. He was quickly evaluated and did return to work during the fire. We had 36 different fire resources from 3 separate counties, and we estimate that equated to 86 total firefighters on scene. We did have some struggles with water supply throughout the incident. This is a non-watered area, meaning it's not hooked up to a municipal water supply. So we went to a fourth alarm for a tender group as well. This brought 9 tenders to the scene, all carrying 2,000 to 3,000 gallons of water. We do estimate at any given time throughout the firefighting process we were flowing in excess of 1,000 gallons a minute, so we were going through those tenders very quickly as we fought the fire. The Renaissance Festival is located back in a wooded area on gravel roads with minimal maintenance, and due to the rain we had difficult terrain conditions as well as mud that we were dealing with to get resources back here that contributed to some of our water supply issues. Again, at the end of the day, we believe we lost 6 structures, but did save 15 to 20 that were part of this entire strip of buildings, and were able to get out with 1 minor injury.
Right, Chief, I mean, you could say like part of the story is, yes, the 6 buildings that were destroyed, but it seems like the bigger story is what wasn't touched. I mean, considering that everything here is made of wood, it's in an open area, all these things, how remarkable is it that there wasn't more damage?
Yeah, we're very thankful for the work of our crews and our mutual aid partners that came in. This is a difficult situation with all the wood structures, as you stated. I don't know the total number of buildings on premises, but we definitely saved the majority of it with only the 6 buildings that were lost.
How clutch was that cement wall, too?
Yeah, there is a block wall to the long end of the building, and that played a tremendous role in helping us stop the fire. We had crews on both sides of the structure working on creating a fire break there to ensure that we were able to save the rest of the structure. And the block wall contributed greatly to that.
Can you talk about the potential origin of this fire?
We are still working on the investigation and trying to eliminate possible ignition sources as a cause, but we do not have a determination at this time.
Does lightning look like it's a possibility or a likelihood?
It is possible. Doing a lightning report, I'm told that there were 4 lightning strikes within a mile of this location and 2 within a half mile.
Lessons from this. I mean, you talked about how there's no municipal water source. Is that something you want to see here in the future, considering how many people come here during the year or when the event is over?
Yeah, the decision to implement a municipal water supply would be something done in conjunction with our local water utility as well as Renaissance Festival staff. The reality is this property is located quite a ways out of the Shakopee boundaries, which would be the closest water supply, and it would be an expensive and long ongoing project to make that happen. So, yeah, this being quite a commercial area and very popular area in a non-watered environment is not uncommon throughout the state. So they're not unique in the challenges here, and fire departments across the state do very similar things to us with the mutual aid resources and tender groups to tackle those issues.
Right, it seemed like the system worked. I mean, you had all wasn't like you were scrambling. You had a plan in place, like you almost that you prepared for something like this.
Sure. Yep, we do pre-planning in the Renaissance Festival area to have some ideas. I won't deny we had some challenges. This is a little city of its own with not many of the advantages we have with named streets and everything. But we do pre-plan for fires in this situation. It's why our entire county has developed, not just here, but throughout the county and our other non-watered areas. It's why we've developed the tender group options, and that came in very useful for us yesterday.
This may be a better question for the festival, but do we have plans or do we know like what's the next steps for the buildings that were impacted?
Stephanie, you want to step up?
Sure. Yeah, so we'll let the investigation take place, and once that's completed, we'll start planning and figure out where we're going to go from here. We'll definitely plan to rebuild and open in August.
The comments that people were making overnight, it just kind of shows how much of a community that there is. I think even one person was like, oh, maybe they can like think of a backstory of how a dragon was here and that sort of thing. I mean, could you talk a little bit about like how special this community is?
Yeah, so I myself have been here for 15 years, and I truly believe there's nothing like it. We have a fantastic community, a large group of people who just truly love the festival and want to be a part of it, and we love them, and we're excited to see everyone back and see what we make of the area that we're going to rebuild.
Do you guys have any other water supply? I know there's no municipal supply, and that doesn't really seem like a reasonable thing to have here, but do you have?
Yeah, we have water supply. There are wells on the property. We are in Minnesota, and so those wells are off during the winter, but absolutely during the festival they're on and available. Mm-hmm.
Just you quickly for a layout. These buildings that burned, were they kind of like on that end of they were all just joined as it looked like one long?
So it's 7 buildings and like 13 frontage. So different booths connected with kind of shared backspace. Yep. 3 of which were artisan booths. So we had 3 artisans directly affected.
How many total buildings on the property?
About 300.
Would you be able to tell us the names of the businesses that were impacted?
Not at this time.
Do they know though?
They do.
Didn't happen to see any dragon tracks out there, did you?
We're going to be looking for those dragon tracks.
We're gonna leave with that story. I'm good.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Did we get your name? I'm sorry. I
Oh,
didn't have it.
my name is Stephanie Whips. I'm the executive director for Mid-America Festivals.
Thanks, Deb.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hello.
My name's Rich Reeve.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good job.
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.